Hi everyone, welcome back to What Valerie Makes. I'm Valerie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I made in March and also a little mini fabric haul. If that sounds cool to you, keep watching. Okay, so the very first thing that I managed to sew up is this tote bag, this patchwork tote bag. Actually, this is a gift for my sister. Her birthday is March 2nd, and I haven't seen her. Isn't that sad? She was supposed to come up, but we had really bad weather the day she was supposed to come visit, so she didn't come up, which is fine. But I have this tote bag that I made her. She really likes the one that I made for myself, and I was like, oh, I can make you one. But I lined it in this cotton poplin fabric that I had in my stash. I put my What Valerie Makes label in it. And yeah, this webbing I have in my stash as well. I got it from Wallwack. And I've just been sewing up these patchwork tote bags and patchwork whatever I can do. Patchwork whatever project. But yeah, this is the first thing that I made in March. I actually finished it on March 1st, so I couldn't show you last month because it wasn't last month. It was this month. So yeah, first thing that I made in March. Okay, so for the second things that I made, I am grouping them as like one thing because they're all the same, but I did make multiples and I have many more cut out and ready to just be sewn up. But it's these quilted book sleeves. Now, I had a pretty good box of scrap. I have a pretty good size box of scrap fabrics. And before I started cutting out my like 4.5-inch squares or 2.5-inch squares from fabric from a project, I would just throw all of my scrap fabric in this box. And I decided to go through it the other day just to like see if I could make better use of it. So I found some really like pretty good sized pieces and also some that I had in some of my fabric bins. But yeah, I used like a cotton batting in between, and then I just had my main fabric. I lined it with a contrasting fabric, put in either a piece of elastic or I have some hair ties that are about to break because I have pretty thick hair, so like they never last a long time. So I just used the other end, the end that's good, and sewed them in there, sewed a little button on it, and this one has a book in it so I can show you. But yeah, this is just a older hair tie, a button I have in my stash, and then yeah, a cool book sleeve. But this one I quilted. I started going and I was like, wow, this is going to take me a long time. And I'll put up a close-up picture, and it really did. And I was like, quilters are talented and patient. Because, I mean, I thought these diamonds like took me a long time, which I think that they did. But man, this like really close quilting job that I did right here, this one took me a long time. I'm keeping this one. But I made these for, gifts, or I had a couple people interested in them. So I have 3 of them already made up and ready to go to their new homes. And then also, when I say I have a bunch ready to go, I have a bunch ready to go. So yeah, all I have to do is sew these up. They don't take long after I quilt them. But this one I put my tag on the front. But yeah, so that is I had finished up 3 book sleeves and wanted to share them. They're a pretty quick project. If you don't you don't have to quilt the fabric. You don't have to. I just do it because I think it like adds a little texture to the piece. But you don't really have to do it. And if you didn't, then you could just sew it up real quick. Or if you have scrap pre-quilted fabric, these would be really great. I'm also considering making like tablet and like computer or laptop sleeves too. So, all right, so now on to the garments. The first garment that I made in March is this kilo wrap dress. I made this in a size 12, and the fabric is a cotton jersey from Mood Fabrics. I did a Mood Fabric unboxing video, and I'll link that in the cards or in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. But I did unbox this fabric, and with the idea of making the kilo wrap dress in it. And I have to say, I really like it. It is a thicker, it's a thicker jersey, and I don't mind that. It's actually really nice for spring. I wore this on, my husband and I just had our wedding anniversary, and I wore this out to dinner that night, and it was very comfortable, and it looked really cute. So I really am happy with this pattern. The only adjustments that I did make, I made a couple, and you kind of have to trace this pattern. I have the paper pattern, and I am normally a tracer anyway, but you kind of have to trace the pattern because the dress and the jumpsuit are kind of overlapping each other. Like, think of patterns from like Fiber Mood when you get the magazine, or Berta or something like that, and you have to trace off the specific pattern. That's kind of how it was for the pattern for this one, because you can also make a jumpsuit version, which I really want to do, but the pieces are different and they're overlapping one another. So I traced it out, and I think that I was like, okay, what's the size? Like, how tall do they draft for women? And then I look it up, and it's like a woman who's like 5'8". That's how they draft for it. I was like, oh, wow. Because I saw how long the pattern piece was, and I'm like, this is very long. So I shortened it, I think by 5 inches I had to shorten it. But this is another thing that I have to do. So because I have like a long torso, I usually like lengthen where the waistline is, but the lengthen and shorten line are kind of between the shoulder and the bust. So I lengthen that, I would say probably 1.5 inches. And then I shortened it 5 inches. But I think it's perfect. It just took me a long time to like wrap my mind around that. I was like, wait, what? But as soon as I did do that adjustment, I think the bust line hit me right where my bust was. The waistline hit me exactly where my waist was. I do like they have all of those measurements. They have your hip, they have your thigh, they have your knee, and it's all right there. So you can really adjust the pattern pieces to fit you exactly. Like I said, it did take me a little bit of time to like comprehend all of that. But I was glad that I put in the work during the tracing because I really like this. And I can see me making some more. I do have that other fabric that I got in the Mood Fabrics unboxing that I did. That was my backup in case this didn't work. And I still think that will be a nicer, like more summer kilo wrap dress, because it is more of a lightweight jersey, and this one is a thicker one. But I really like this. It's super comfy, and I really enjoyed wearing it. I'm going out for a friend's birthday tonight, and I almost wore this, or I almost thought about wearing this, but I'm like, no, I'll wear something different because I just wore this. But I really like it, and I highly recommend the pattern. It really doesn't take long to sew up either once you get all the pieces cut out, because it looks like one of those like flying squirrels. And then you have the straps. So, yeah, and I took my time. I did do, I used my twin needle for the neckline finish and the hem of the arms and the hem of the dress. So I did take my time and do that. Now that I got my settings for my twin needle perfect on my sewing machine, I've been using that feature more often. I like the finish. I like the finished look on that. But yeah, this is my kilo wrap dress. There will be more of these, and I'm very happy with it. So yeah, that's the other thing that I made. So for my last two makes of the month, I made these with the Sew Frugal challenge in mind. So the first one is the loop. Let me grab it first. This is let me take the hanger off. I can't really show you guys. It's hard, and it's black. I'm gonna do my best, and then I'll just put a video in of me wearing it. It'll be fine. But this is the Luna jumpsuit by Mood. This is, so for the challenge, you probably already know, but it is a free pattern, free for everybody pattern, and you have to sew it up from fabric that's in your stash. So I printed off the Luna jumpsuit last year for the challenge, and I thought that I had enough fabric for it, but then when I went to lay out the pieces and on the fabric that I thought would work, I did not have enough. Like, I was like, oh, I'll make it into a romper or something. And no, I could not do that at all. So I was like, well, I like the pattern, so I'll end up making it at some point. And a year later, I'm like, oh, that jumpsuit. And then this is the fabric that I mean, it's fabric in your stash. I don't think it's cheating. I did not think I got it in February. And and the thing that I wanted to make out of it, I just didn't think it would work for it would work, but I really want more of a structured looking jumpsuit. So this is really drapey, and it works perfect for this jumpsuit, and I'm really happy with the outcome of this. So, okay, so the Luna jumpsuit by Mood, and I made a size 12 in this, and the fabric is cotton modal jersey, and the only adjustment I made was to shorten it by a couple inches, and I probably could do a little bit more because it hits the ground a little bit. But I really love this jumpsuit. So the front of the jumpsuit is more of like a cowl neck. And then the straps are one piece that go along and then tie in the back. So you can tighten it or loosen it to fit you, that's one of the reasons why I was like, this might work out. This jumpsuit might actually be good, because I find that because I don't have a large chest that I'm constantly having to adjust the straps on anything that I buy. So I was like, oh, perfect. And the back is really a really nice cut too. It goes down and then into these loops. And my favorite part is that there's an elastic channel at the waist and it cinches it in. And then it's just these flowy pants. They do have pockets, which I like, and you can really dress this up. I wore it, I'll put in a couple pictures, because when I posted it on my Instagram, I kind of dressed it up a little bit because I was also going out that night when I was taking those pictures, and I put it with a really nice thrifted blouse that I have in my wardrobe, and then I put a really nice gold jewelry with it, and I wore it with some boots, and it dressed it up a lot, but it feels like you're wearing pajamas. It's that secret pajamas thing. The Luna jumpsuit. The annoying thing about Mood, I don't even want to say this because they offer so many free patterns and it's such a great resource. But the thing about it is that, at least the last time that I checked, which was last month, they only have the printer. So you have to print out 39 pieces of paper. And then sometimes there's this one dress that I was like, oh, this is really pretty, but it was like 100 and something pieces of paper. And I hate taping. I hate it. I hate taping paper and then like cutting it out. I don't like it. So this one was like 40 pieces of paper, and I'm like, but I did all the hard work last year, so it was already ready for me, so that was good. But that's the only problem that I find with Mood, because I would send it to a copy shop, to a copy place to get it printed out in a larger format for me and have it mailed. Like I would pay to get that done, which I've done many times. But there's some companies that will do it for you, and I think the one place that I have used recently, they will do it, but they charge you more, which I get. Like, I get it, charge me more, but it's just like another thing. So I wish that they would upgrade to the AO format so that I can send it off to a printer to be printed without being like upcharged more. But that's just a small thing. All their stuff is free, and there's some really nice styles on their website, so I can't like complain too much. But if I had to, that's what my complaint would be. But yes, love the Luna jumpsuit. Also, my cat's name is Luna, and she also loves this jumpsuit because this cotton model jersey is beautiful, and it's so soft, and it's so lovely to wear, and it's so comfortable. But my cat and my dog like shed, and this black cotton model jersey just like clings to any hair. And this is covered, and I just don't look at this. Don't look up close. Just look at my video, because this is just like covered in cat hair. I cannot believe it. Oh, and my own hair. Who am I kidding? Anyway, the Luna jumpsuit. Okay, last but not least is this dress that I made for the So Frugal challenge. And this is the Perth dress, also by Mood. And I really like this. So, okay, let me talk about the dress. So the dress it looks like a very basic, like cute dress from the front. But when you turn it around, it has like this open back, which you cinch in with ties. And then there's like an elasticated back so that it makes it really super comfortable and easy to fit. I really love the back. And I think that with this fabric I've had in my stash for a while, this is from Blackbird Fabrics, and it is the Eco Vero Chalet. And it's like called Body Love or something. I got this because, I mean, come on. Look at this fabric. It's so good. I'm like, I love this print. I love this fabric. And it's a beautiful fabric. I will say that I had because it is a printed on pattern, that like any snag, even from like the smallest brush of something, will snag this fabric. And because it's black, you will see it. So I have to go in a couple spots and just like get a little fabric pen or whatever just to touch it up, and no one could see it. I asked my partner, I was like, can you see this like line? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, good. So I think it's really just me who's like being super critical. But when you like have dreams of like wearing this beautiful fabric and then like things just kind of go wrong, which that was like one of them. Like I just like caught it on something, and it wasn't like anything too sharp. It was just something that wasn't like a smooth edge, and it like, I heard it and I was like, oh, and then it made like a little mark. But other than that, it's really beautiful to work with. It's a little bit shifty in the fact that like if it's hanging off the table a little bit, it's all falling off the table. Like there's no like there's no real weight to it. It's just going to fall right down with it. So like when it's on your sewing machine and you're trying to sew and it's just like falling off the table, that's kind of what this was doing, which is fine. I made it work and I really like it. I think it's really pretty. And I'm so happy to finally get this made into something. When I saw this fabric, I was like, okay, I need to think of something simple, like so that the fabric can be shown. I almost made a blouse out of it, but then I was like, I don't know if I want like all the details in like the blouse that I was thinking, because then you won't see like the pattern as well. So I think that this pattern, this garment, this dress pattern really works well with this fabric because it shows off the fabric, but then also a little fun in the back. So for this one, I think I cut out the size 14 in this. And no, I didn't. I cut out the size 12. I cut out the size 12 in this. And that fits me good. I will say that another thing with Mood is that there are some of their patterns that are very well, like they have really nice instructions. And some of them I think actually have video, which I love a video instruction. I love it. But this one, unfortunately, did not have video instructions, and the instructions that came with it were not good. I'm glad that I've been sewing for a little bit because I kind of figured it out in the end. It's like, oh, attach the skirt, all this, but the back is a little different because you have to like have this channel, which wasn't hard, and that was pretty clear. But it was attaching the back waist to the bodice without like sewing in the channel for the drawstring. And I could not look at the instructions. I had to just look at the pattern and figure it out. They did have like notches, so I knew where to end or like where I shouldn't sew. So that was helpful, but the wording and even the pictures were not helpful for me. But then I was like really proud of myself at the end when I did it and it looks really good. And I was like, oh, I figured it out. I didn't need any instructions. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I did cut off, I think, a few inches. I did not do a proper hem on this because of the fabric. I want to let it hang for a little while before I like finalize my hem because I found with the other fabric, the other printed fabric that I got in this, it did drop a bunch after I hemmed it. So I'm letting this one just do its thing for a little bit and then I'll hem it like maybe in a couple weeks. I'll see if it grew at all. But I just did a serged bottom and like a black serging thread, so you can't really tell unless you're staring close. So I'll wear it like just with the serged hem if I want to, but I'll give it a few weeks before I do a proper hem on it. But yes, this is the Perth dress by Mood, and in this beautiful Eco Vero challis from Blackbird Fabrics. Okay, it's fabric haul time. So at the beginning of the month of March, Blackbird Fabrics was teasing that they were getting new colors in of their linen, their washed linen. And so I've been holding off on stocking up with linen for a little bit, and I was like, perfect timing. So I got some cuts. They're not all for me. But I'll go through some of the linens that I got. If you can order from Blackbird Fabrics, I think that you should, and if you haven't yet, I highly recommend them. They're great. I did want to keep all the tags on it so that I could show, like, this is how it came. I basically just took it out of the package, which was wrapped very beautifully and very secure. And each cut of fabric, they tag it. Kind of like Minerva, but also I feel like this one's a bit better because it really gives you a lot of information. Like it tells you this one here is their washed linen and the color is fern. And then it tells you the content. So it's 100% linen. It tells you the width, which is 54 inches. And then it also tells you the care. So for this one, it's like hand or machine wash cold, hang to dry or tumble dry low. Do not bleach iron on medium. And then it does tell you where the country of origin, which is China, and then the quality, which is 2.5 meters. And then they give you like a little thing, like share your makes, and then gives you the hashtag to use. But yeah, and then even on the front of the tag, it has like their brand logo, and they just want you to like share your makes and tag them or email them anything that you've made. So I really like the information that's given on each piece, because I find sometimes I'm like searching for like my invoice in the box, being like, what did I order? Kind of like how I feel when I order from Mood. But yes, so this one is the washed linen in fern. It's beautiful. This one is not for me, sadly. This one is for my partner. They are requesting some new garments. So I said that I would sew them up a couple pieces. So I think that I'm making this one into a skirt for them. And then I think I'm going to use, I have a Megan Nielsen pattern that I'm going to use for that. Hold on one second, I'll grab it. Am I using a Megan Nielsen pattern? I don't, what pattern am I using? Where's my pattern? No. Yes! Okay. It was. Guys, it was the Megan Nielsen pattern. Okay. Yes, I'm going to use the Brumby skirt from Megan Nielsen. So yeah, they want a skirt, and I was like, fine, I'll make you a skirt. So that's going to be that one. And then this one is also not for me. It is in the color Midnight Spruce, and it's beautiful. Guys, this washed linen feels so good. It's like substantial, but also not too heavy. It's going to be really great for the spring and summertime. I'm very excited to use it. I love working with linen in general, and these are going to be really good. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this one yet. I will just probably have them look through my pattern stash, and he can decide what he wants. So that's this one. Now these are for me, and I'm very excited. So this is the washed linen in rust, and I am obsessed with this like burnt orange color. I know it doesn't really scream spring, but I thought that maybe I could maybe hang on to it till the fall, or who cares? Maybe I won't hang on to it until the fall and just make something fun out of it. I really want to make some linen pants. So I'm going to, I think I want to make the Safia trousers by Tilly and the Buttons, just like that really like casual pull on trouser. So I think that I'm going to make that out of this one right here in this rust color. So that's my plan for that. And then this isn't the washed linen. This is just their linen twill. But I love this color. And this is the Dusty Lilac. And I love it. I love this color. And my plans are to make the Mitchell trousers by Closet Core in this linen twill fabric. I just bought the pattern. I found it online. Some shop had it on sale because I've been waiting, and I'm like, oh, do I want to spend the money? But I want the paper pattern. And then I was like, yes, I do. Yes, I want this pattern so much. So I'm definitely going to use this. I'm going to see. I only got, it should be plenty 2.5 meters. I always have to shorten it. Depending on my size though, I kind of, with the width, I don't know. But what I do know is that if I can't fit the Mitchell trousers out of what I got, I'm gonna order some more. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with this one. And then this is not a linen. This is a dry waxed poplin, and I've been making some bags. And I got this to go with a printed canvas that I have, and this will match it perfectly. So I was like, give me that. So I got this to make the noodle head. I made one already, but I made it yesterday, so it's not technically a March make, but I'll show it to you in another video. The noodle head, hold on. Harrelson. The Harrelson belt bag. I've already cut out 2 of these, one for my partner and then one for me, but I want to make another one because the first time I make them, I feel like I learn a lot, right? Like you sew up a bag and you're like, oh, I wish I would have used this differently, or I wish I would have gotten different hardware. And there's so many cool options with this pattern. And she has a nice tutorial on her YouTube channel, and I'll link that below for this bag. And yeah, I sewed one up yesterday for my partner, and it came out really nice. I do want to do a few things differently, and that'll be with this waxed poplin. But I think that is it for today's video. I'm not wearing anything me made today. I am going out to dinner soon for my friend's birthday, but they are all thrifted items because I'm a thrift girly. I'm either making my clothes or thrifting them. But yeah, just like a 100% silk button up, and then I got this like cool skirt from Savers. So yeah, no me made today. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here and for watching my videos. And if you're new here and liked this mishmash of what I made and some fabric and you want to stick around, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks so much again. And until next time, bye.